Alright, what's up? Let's do a quick unboxing of the Gateway Monster 3108 watt hours. It's just to check to see if it works. This is more doing insurance to AliExpress if something is not as it's supposed to be. So far so good. A box within a box, yes. Let's try to get this up. Okay, manual. Some kind of cable-like warranty stuff that never is going to be used. Okay, we have the seat. Seat. Very nice. Cushion, as they say. Trolley handle. Very nice. The mud guard that I ordered. It's for the MSX, but you can put it on the Monster. Plug, charging plug. This useless crap that I won't use. Don't know what the hell this is. Some tape. No charger yet. No charger. There is no charger in this box, I'm pretty sure. If it's not in the bottom, maybe. Let's get this out. Well, it was actually charger, I believe, was in the bottom. Yes. Very heavy, smells new. Tire smells very new. Let's just turn it on, hope it don't explode, see if it works. It does work, yes. I thought they got rid of that very annoying startup sound. I'm very sure they got rid of that annoying startup sound. Well, it has the new LEDs. Double headlight. That is working. Cut-off switch. It's a bit heavy to press, but it's okay. Okay, it's working. Cool. Now I'm going to do another video about the battery inside. So this video is going to be for AliExpress customer services mostly, because I'm going to open a dispute because I've been lied to by the seller. It's not nice. I ordered this electric unicycle. I have got one also and some other. But this is a Monster 3108 watt hours made by Wheel Rider Store. And before I ordered it, I asked them what kind of batteries do you use to make this extra large battery, because they custom make this big battery with as many watt hours for this wheel. So they told me it was Tesla cells, and I immediately thought of the Tesla car battery, or the Tesla cars, if they used cells from that, and they say no, it's new cells. Okay, so about a month into the shipping, halfway here already, I start hearing rumors, and a couple of wheels catching fire. Well, and then I asked the seller again exactly what kind of cell do you put together to make this 3108 watt hours battery. And he told me that it was a Panasonic 21700 cells, 5000 milliamp hours. So okay, I did some research and I found out that cell, battery cell, was only ever exclusively made for the Tesla car. It wasn't sold to the public at all, to anyone except for the Tesla factory, to the cars. So with that information, I confronted the seller again through messages and asked him, be honest, is this old battery, Tesla battery cars battery that you butcher and put together to make this 3108 watt hour battery for this electric unicycle? And he says, yes, my friend. So there we have it. I have confirmation that this battery in this wheel that I bought is not new, that I was promised. It is old, from a Tesla car battery, and that is a problem because you don't know how many times it has been charged, how many cycles it has run, what conditions it is. Did he measure all the cells before he put them together in this wheel? Because we have had two identical wheels almost with this exact same cell battery that have caught fire, almost exploded, very dangerous. So I will not be able to keep this in my house. I will keep it outside in storage, charge it in storage. I'll put an automatic fire extinguisher above it just in case. So you never know. I feel lied to and cheated by the seller. He told me it was brand new cells, and now I have confirmation in message. I have a screenshot of it I can put down. That is, he confirms that it's old battery cars, Tesla car battery that they butcher and take out the cells and solder together to make this 3108 watt hour battery. And you don't know if all the cells are completely exactly balanced and what kind of battery management system he puts in and everything, so it's kind of scary a bit. And I want to keep the wheel, but I don't want to pay full price. He probably buys this wheel without the battery. I know he buys this wheel without the battery from GoPro for probably like $1,000 US, maybe 1,200 something. I can buy this without battery for like $1,500 from GoPro. So and then he takes cheap Tesla car battery butchers and puts together to make the cells and the batteries for this unicycle. And that's not okay. He probably made like $2,000 from it just for the battery to this unit, which is not new, like he told me it's old cells from the Tesla car that they probably crashed or doesn't want. So I feel cheated. It's not cool, not cool at all. I cannot ship this back to China. It's going to cost me a fortune, so I have to keep the product, but at my own risk, of course, both for the fire and you never know, and for the risk of fire, and for, well, that's how it is. Sad, very sad. I hope I get some money back for this. So, what's up? I opened up the Monster 3108 watt hours from Wheel Rider store. And the cable management was a mess. MOSFETs, things, cables were put right over the MOSFETs, motor cables, everything, capacitors were touching the battery hard and pressing on it. So I rearranged sort of like everything, and I put some LEDs on inside. I think I found this, what might be the problem with the Monster and these batteries. I think this is the BMS battery management system. I'm fairly certain. And because all these tons of white cables going into the battery packs. But underneath you can see markings already on it from the 5-volt systems, sort of MOSFETs or something sticking up. And when I put this down as it was, even with a better management cable and try to put the lid on, it is pressing hard on this part. You kind of have to force it down with the screws, and one big hit, or a small hit on this, it's only paper, I think, some sort of paper and a bit of plastic. Those sharp edges over here is going to penetrate this battery management system, and you are screwed. So I don't know what will happen if the battery will explode, or that maybe is what's the cause of fires. But I don't know how to solve this. I can't make it smaller, so I have to put something in between. Problem is, what will I put in between? Well, I think I'll continue tomorrow. Let's see what happens. Well, so the only thing I could think of was to make... Well, I took a piece of plastic, thin layer, for it to be strong, and a piece of rubber cloth, sort of, I don't know what it's called, but yeah, a piece of rubber, and a piece of plastic, and I'm gonna put it here for extra protection, to protect the board in case of a accident, so that these don't go directly inside. This is a very thin plastic with some sort of paper, probably some sort of electric paper of some kind for this purpose, but it's very thin, it's easily penetrated if you hit something. So I'll put this on to protect it. It's probably gonna be even harder to put the lid on, but I think it will be worth it, and only thing I can do is hope for the best. Thank you.
Torbjörn got his monster.
I got my monster.
From?
Wheel Rider Store.
Wheel Rider Store. So let's bring it out into the sun and look at the BMS. So we put the trolley handle on. What we're going to look at here is through the case, you can see the BMS. So here's the BMS, and it was a big BMS.
Large one.
It was a large...
Tons of white cables going into the battery.
Yeah, so a large BMS, tons of white cables going into the battery, and between the BMS and
the 5-volt system on the motherboard.
So we have the 5-volt system on the motherboard. They were sandwiched together, but separated with a piece of paper.
Yeah, some sort of electrical, some double-sided paper, and a thin piece of plastic on the back side of the BMS.
So now you put something thicker in between?
Yeah, I did, because it was, when I put the cover on, it was pressuring hard, and I could already see the marks on the paper.
Yeah.
It was going to tear through and make a shortcut.
And if it's going to tear through, there's going to be a short circuit, and it's pressing on the MOSFETs. So what's going to happen if the wheel drops, right, and a pressure point hits here? If a pressure point would hit here we have a distribution, but if a pressure point would hit here, then it would possibly push and then stab a MOSFET, cause a short circuit, you know, and cause whatever to happen.
And I think it will be enough just to hit it hard with your hand.
Yep, exactly.
For the 5-volt MOSFETs going up, hitting the BMS.
Yeah.
And with a thin piece of plastic and a thin piece of paper, and the paper was already starting to get worn down.
Yeah.
And so what I did was I take a rubber pad, a thin one, like a cloth, and some hard plastic. I tested it, didn't burn for some reason, that plastic, so I chose that one. Yeah. And I put some double-sided tape, and I opened up the paper and put that and the paper above, and I put it back together. That was the only thing I could do. Yeah. There's an insurance. I think if I had dropped it really hard, I still think there would be something
possibly
messed up.
Possibly. Yeah. So, you know, maybe think about some protective, more kind of protective padding, so that it would dampen the fall. Maybe some padding around here, because here we have a corner.
Yes, the side pads that I ordered afterwards.
Yeah,
they are the big ones with the what's it called?
With the forward and backwards.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, with the leg support for acceleration and braking. Power pad kind of pads.
And
yeah.
It's pretty thick, so if I drop it, I have some like a cushion.
Yeah, and then you have a distribution, and even now you have a distribution. For it to hit here, something would have to stab into it.
Like a rock.
Like a rock, right? And then we have to think about what we're doing and with what and why. You know, are we bringing this off-road and stabbing it on rocks? Maybe not.
I hope not.
Maybe not.
The BMS was pretty big, and I could see in between the two plates some sort of, looked like MOSFETs. I don't know if they use that on BMS, but maybe a whole row of electronics inside. So it was big, and maybe that's what's causing the fires and stuff, because it gets shorted out.
But this was the batteries that were burning up.
Yeah.
On the Monster, the batteries burned up. That's the thing. And the batteries can burn up because of stressing and de-stressing, and if they come into a high stress voltage mismatch or something like that, you know, that maybe some of the batteries get higher voltage, some of the batteries get lower voltage. The wheel will still report a total voltage of 100.8, but some batteries will be very low, and some batteries will be a bit higher, even above 4.2.
That's why I'm thinking, maybe if the BMS will get damaged somehow and they still charge it.
Exactly. There are people that are bypassing their BMS even so that they can charge the wheel, right? People do that. So, how many BMSs were in there?
One?
One.
Large.
And how many
Huge.
BMSs are there supposed to be in there?
I don't
One
know.
per battery pack.
Yeah, probably.
There's supposed to be one
Yeah,
per battery
but
pack.
I think when they put one per battery pack, they put it inside the plastic
Yes,
of the battery
exactly.
pack. And this is huge with
Yeah.
tons of white cables
Yeah,
going through.
exactly.
So,
And all of those white cables are so that they can reach the other battery packs.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there are 7 battery packs in here, right? The battery configuration is a 24 series and 7 in parallel.
Yeah.
And that will give us 3,108 watt hours.
I asked Wilbur at the store what kind of BMS, and he got a very short answer. So I don't think he knows, or he will tell me.
No, they won't know what BMS is in there, but they did say that a BMS is in there.
Yeah.
And they also said another thing, and they said that Godway only uses one BMS.
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like.
Yes,
right?
he told me that.
Yeah.
I have it.
And that is not the normal understanding. The normal understanding is that there is a BMS per pack, but that sounds like a lot of BMSs. So let's find out by asking one of the people who actually know about these things, like Andreas or Ulf. Yeah. So that's that for now, right?
You want to show him the lights?
Yeah, gotta show him the lights, man. Gotta show him the lights. So Toby received this yesterday, and he spent 9 hours
Rerouting all the cables,
yeah,
doing all sort of stuff, and I did put some LEDs inside.
yeah.
Let's see if I get it working. Bluetooth needs to connect. But yeah. There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
It's so light outside, but you can see it.
You can see it, man.
In the
You can
dark,
see it.
it's amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing
like that.
in the dark.
Like that.
Yeah. And I have it on stuck to red now. No. Well, we can just go.
And is this connected to the 5-volt system?
Yes, I took
Good.
the USB cables and cut them. And
Good. Yeah.
Because I don't charge anything with the
No.
USB cables at all.
Yeah.
Rainbow jumping fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pulsating RGB.
So what's our mission today?
We are going to go try to find a valve for the tire.
Yeah.
Is it called a valve? I don't know.
Well, the valve is the valve.
Valve is a valve. It's
So-
an extension that is like an L.
Oh, really?
So that I can pump it easier.
Aha.
Yeah. Because I had a pain I couldn't fit anything except my old car.
Yeah.
pump.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try to find an L extension so it's easier to pump the
Let's
tire.
take a look at the valve if you can just get it to expose. So you need a valve extender. Is what you need. And even if that's an L extender.
L extender.
Yeah, I'll see it somewhere around here. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. There we go. All right. Yeah, I got you. I got you.
It's
Yeah,
a pain.
yeah, that's a pain. It's sticking straight up.
Yeah, it does.
Hallelujah. You know what that means?
Why don't they just put
No
an
bump
L
in the
valve?
tire, man.
Yeah.
No bump in the tire.
No.
Because it was a smooth and cushy.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to stop recording here. Monica brought us some coffee.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank
Welcome, guys. Have a good ride.
you. Look at this.
Amazing. Yeah, it's so cool.
And also, I put the MSX mudguard on.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
Great.
It fits perfectly.
Great. There you go.
Awesome.
Better than nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it's amazing.
It looks
Awesome.
cooler also.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.